We all think we have years, but do something today. Do something as soon as you can to create a plan.
What's the first thing you would suggest a family does?
Write down, as Nikki mentioned, make a written plan of assets. I personally have experience where there was land in the family we did not even know about. You could be married to someone that second marriage or first marriage where there's a 1/16th interest in a property in Mississippi that nobody else knows about. The children don't know about it. The spouse doesn't know about it. So it's important to write down all of the information that you can about the assets that you have.
Okay. And again, there are so many people who don't know about all that a person has. Are there places you can go to find out more, such as the unclaimed
Yes.
money
Yeah.
site? Are those good places or are they a scam?
No, those are government-run
Right.
websites. The unclaimed property for the state of California. You'll be surprised the names that you'll find that people have, and some of my clients have retrieved assets or retrieved bank accounts. There's a small bank account that they didn't touch for 5 years, and I guess it then gets transferred over. Everybody should check it once in a while. In fact, I should check it myself.
But I think also it's not being unafraid to have the conversation within the family. I think that's something that we should encourage a lot more, is for, as a family, for there to be much better communication about finances, for us to not be afraid to go there. And also for the older generation to be the mentors of their children and their grandchildren, help them start learning how to save. You know, maybe instead of if the employer's not available, if they're not working, maybe the parent can do some sort of small match into a savings account for the child, just to get that habit going. And then, that habit, then the child sees how easy that is, and they continue that, and the money compounds and grows. So I think that there could be, and people can't be afraid. And if the conversations are too difficult to be had within the family, sometimes it helps to have a independent third party there to help facilitate the conversation and just help alert the family to other things that they could be thinking about.
Okay. Now, could a individual who is within a family that doesn't get along or doesn't communicate well, what would you say an individual child or niece or nephew or sibling can do to start documenting property that they know about?
Well, they can meet with their grandparent or their aunt and help them start writing it down. And the key is writing it down or typing it in to a program now in the days technology. But yeah, but documenting. Documentation is really important, because once someone is incapacitated, you really can't get information out of them. So it's good to do that while they still have capacity.
Now, what I'm hearing more and more people say is that my loved ones have so much stuff. That's why the 1-800 junk trucks that we see around town are so huge now nationwide. They are just booming because so many people have so much stuff. What would you say to a family that they can start doing now with all of that stuff?
Well, that just depends on the family, I think, because it's a lot of work, time, energy. You know, there are places where you can auction your stuff out, things like that. But I think it's helpful for other family members to see that and to take notice. Is all this stuff useful? You know, is it helping? Is it really helping out your bottom line to have all these things? Because I think that's part of our American identity, is that we have to accumulate all this stuff. But if you are accumulating and being a consumer, and you don't have a proper amount of, you don't have a proper emergency fund that you can tap into should emergencies happen, then that becomes a problem. So, but you know, as far as what you can do with these things, it's probably not my area of expertise.
You have to prioritize too. You really have to prioritize where you're going to spend your time, because stuff isn't that valuable. There's things that are piled in the garage. It's the garage that's valuable. The garage attached to the house is valuable. The land is valuable. Right. Maximizing and protecting that asset is the most valuable thing. Perhaps the other stuff is just in the way, but it's not the biggest priority in my opinion. You know, it's the things that are going to be able to help transfer wealth to the next generation, or to maximize cash flow in retirement years to the elderly person that needs that cash flow.
Yeah. Wow. So thus far, I've heard us talk about living trust, families having wills, families communicating with one another, and doing it now, right now. Is there something else that you feel is really important to get out there to the public about their finances, about getting started, about communicating?
Yeah, I mean, I think we haven't talked too much about insurance, and insurance is such a crucial part of being financially secure, because you need to ensure the fact that if you're working, you should have some form of disability insurance in case you become disabled and can't work anymore. Who's going to pay the bills? So and those benefits may be offered through work, but maybe not. But that's it's a very important thing that those who are still in their working years really truly understand their benefits that are available at work. What those cover, what are the stipulations that may make it hard for them, and then they may need to go outside and get additional private insurance for those gaps, because gaps definitely exist within kind of group insurance plans. Same thing with any significant type of property that is significant to you. If it's your home, if you have jewelry at home that is worth a lot of money, but it's sitting in your home and it's not properly insured within your homeowner's insurance policy. And then life insurance, if you have dependents that are, that you are taking care of and that you need to provide for.
What are they going to do?
What are they going to do if you're not around? And if you don't have the proper amount of life insurance, then that could be catastrophic to those that you may care for, that you might leave behind. So I think those are very important areas, and those things need to be revisited on an annual basis.
And what are you going to do when you're elderly and don't have a cash flow? Do you have long-term care insurance? Do you have a way to produce cash flow when you don't have an income? Social Security is not enough, perhaps. Small retirements are not enough.
Yeah.
Don't be wary of people that are going to try and take advantage of the equity in your house. You have relatives, you have strangers, you have friends. They see that your house is worth a lot of money with no debt. They may try to tap into it for themselves. Be wary, be careful.
Well, this topic, like I said, we can go on and on and on, and just as we get going good, then the show is over. I want to thank both of you for coming. This is Nicole and Dennis Middleton from Strategy Squad, And I am Laura Saul from Education in Our Community. I want you to take this information and put it to some use. Look them up if you need to ask any additional questions, and go forth and have a great day.